Welcome to your practice officially. When you feel that you're ready to begin, stay where you are or move back to a comfy spot with me. I'm going to leave my working space and move to something very simple, just a little cushion that I've thrown on the floor. And when you find a space, hopefully it's something that feels very relaxing. If it's a challenge for you to sit tall, it might benefit you rather than sitting on the floor like I'm choosing to do, to move to a wall or perhaps a chair that you can use the back of or support. I really like to try to build up my spine muscles by sitting in the middle of the floor. But if that feels fatiguing or uncomfortable, it's not worth it. So we most importantly want to find a place in our practice that we feel like we want to stay all day. When you find yourself to a settled position, let's move a little bit through our head and neck and try to soften ourselves into this spot for practice today. Bring your chin back just a bit and try to lengthen your spine so you feel that you're very long from top of head to tailbone, but doesn't feel rigid or stiff. We feel long and a little movable. We're going to try to move a bit here in the beginning and then settle in. Use your belly and draw a little tiny circle towards your left knee, your right knee, and back around. Just keep going in this direction, moving a bit forward with your stomach, to the side, back with your belly, and then to the side again. Try 2 more this way. Usually feel like once I do this, my spine is more willing to cooperate, being long and strong for practice. Let's switch directions. We'll start heading around to the right side. And feel free to let your neck roll around, allow your eyes to close if that feels nice. Finding one more little roll like a barrel here. And as you sit yourself back up, top of head far from tail, we'll soften shoulders by giving them a little shrug up, roll back and down. You can move your hands anywhere if it feels good. Let them hang long and loose. And after another roll, we'll try to keep them right where we're setting them, a little back and down, as if the points of your shoulder blades are pulling down to kiss your spine. Let your hands be soft and heavy somewhere. And then tuck your chin towards your chest. Think about pulling up from the back of your neck so you stay tall. Just take a few rotations to finish movement here. Ears towards shoulders. Roll around just the front of your neck so you have a little half moon shape that we're making here. Let's drop into our practice by finding our breath. That'll be a big focus of today. Try an inhalation as you roll ear to one side, and an exhalation as you bring your opposite ear to the other side. One more round with that steady breath connection. Exhaling as you find your way to the other side. And then slowly roll back down towards your chest. Sit up tall again, bringing eyes straight forward. Feel free to land here for the whole practice. I like to take my eyes away from distractions. So if you have windows around you or a computer, something that may pull you away from practice, it might feel nice to drop down with me. I'm going to look at something very plain and boring, just looking right down at the floor. And in this position, it really helps you open the back of your neck. Dropping eyes completely closed if that feels safe and cozy, or I just close my eyes to make them little slits. I can still see, but it's through lashes, so it feels really blurry and unfocused. And that way you still have your wits about you. You feel like you know what's going on, so it's safe, yet you can drop away from distractions. Feeling aligned here, yet at ease. And if you feel like discomfort sets in as we practice today, take a few micro movements. Feel into your body, sway a little here, a little there, and then realign your body to come back into your sense of grace and ease. Let's establish a comfy, I hope it feels comfy, breath practice to begin. Becoming mindful of how our breath is moving and awakening ourselves to a brightness, to our highest potential today. Any length of breath is perfect. I'm just going to guide a 3-second breath, and we'll try to practice that in and out, calling this equal ratio breathing. If possible, we'll breathe through our nose. If you feel a little clogged up today, it's totally fine to use your mouth. Second best would be to breathe in through nose and out through mouth, using as much nostril breathing as we can to calm us down. Let's try together. Breathing in through our noses for 3, 2, 1. Exhaling through noses. 3, 2, 1. Try that again. Equal ratio. Same length out. 2 more rounds like this. In, in, in. Easy out. One. We'll continue breathing, hopefully, but we're going to drop away any focus, any stress or tension on the breath. Just letting it be natural as it feels most comfy to you. Just like we let go of any effort on the breath, we'll try to do the same through our bodies. Now, we're still going to carry ourselves proudly, confidently with this beautiful upright posture, but let's try to notice the weight of our bodies sinking into any supports, chair, the ground, a blanket, a cushion, whatever you're upon. Sinking deeply, giving yourself to your space, resting heavily here as we continue to breathe. And I'd like to congratulate you for practicing being your best self, treating yourself today and every day with honor and reverence. As we drop in, attuning ourselves to our bodies and breaths, we can become awakened to sensations and moments, emotions in our body that we didn't even notice before because we're so busy. And it's important to be busy. I'm not discounting that at all. But these moments are as important, if not more. Expanding with breath, softly contracting and releasing something that we no longer need to carry with us. And while we practice, I'll ask you if you would try to cultivate a beginner's mind, because we are all in this second, in this day, first timers. We've never been here together before. So if we can come to practice with this sense of curiosity about our amazing bodies, this openness to learn about ourselves with no judgment, it's hard, but we'll try to drop away criticisms. No matter what our experience is with practicing meditation, our knowledge level about how it all works, just here to be together. To focus on coming back to being human. We fall into that trap of doing and going so often that we forget, and we're uncomfortable with the times that we have to just be. Let's breathe slowly and softly. And the way I like to think about the exhales is as if that breath, whether it's coming from your nostrils or gently pursed lips, it's like you want to so slowly breathe out a birthday candle, or perhaps that fluff from a dandelion. Blowing a slow stream of bubbles, anything that's really easy like that can be a great visual to keep you focused on easy being. Let's orient our awareness to the edges of our breath. Can you think of an accordion? Oh, I love this. We're going to think about widening and lengthening our torso like we have two different accordions. Or sometimes they'll move them as they play them. So that's how our body is moving. Where our attention goes is where our energy flows. So we're going to use that accordion image as we move breath through our bodies. Hoping that as we place awareness on what we're feeling move in response to our breath, our awareness will blossom and grow. Remembering as we focus on our bodies and our breath, on this accordion-like movement, we have everything we need within us to be our most amazing selves. My hope as we slow down is that you can sense or tap into or re-find this deepening connection with yourself. As we're focusing on our breath and bodies, we'll try to move to a little deeper breath practice. Now we know we can practice that 1-to-1 ratio, equal part breathing. We did a 3-second in breath and a 3-second out. So if that's something that really resonates with you, there's no need to change it. We'll just come back to that practice. But I'd like to share with you my favorite breath practice. It's box breathing. You may have done this with me before. I think it feels so good. And if I'm in a cranky mood or a stressed mood or a sad, any type of a mood that doesn't feel like it's really positive to me, and I'd like to give it a little bit of a softer edge or change it completely, I drop in to this box breathing. I like it because it's super easy to remember. If you think of a box, we're going to breathe just like that to keep our counts. It'll be a 4-second inhalation and then a pause. We're retaining the breath for 4 seconds, but as we do, we think about softening ourselves, trying not to hold rigid and tight. And we'll exhale for 4 seconds and complete that box with another pause for 4 seconds. So let's take a moment to come back to breath. Doesn't have to be any count for now. Entire body is moving with your breath, including wisdom from powerful places in your body that you're tapping into, your mind, your heart, your soul. We'll try our box breathing together now. Let's take a slow inhalation. 4, 3, 2, pause, retain that breath. 3, 2, exhale softly. 3, 2, and retain. 4, 3, 2, inhale. 4, 3, 2, soften and pause. 3, 2, 1, exhale. 3, 2, 1, gentle face as you hold. 3, 2, 1, inhale. 4 seconds. And pause. Find some softness as you do. Exhale. Retain your breath, easy as you can. One more round. In. And pause. Soft out. Retain. Returning back to any breath that feels easy, unforced, releasing, and revitalizing. Taking this time to observe our breath, how it's moving our bodies, where it's opening, where it's softening. When we practiced that box breathing, 16 seconds, that's all it took. Imagine what you could accomplish if you do a few rounds, just 32 seconds for 2 rounds of it. And in just a half of a minute, while you were observing your breath for 2 rounds, you were totally present. We put aside thinking about the past, thinking about grievances and regrets, not moving into the future with all of its predictions and projections, not thinking about any irritations. We were totally present in the moment. And it takes some time to really notice, wow, I feel so different after a practice or two. You'll notice that your mind right away becomes a little calmer, a little less active. Your heartbeat slows down a bit. What you've done is fill your body with heavily oxygenated blood and these nourishing hormones. And in the process, you release a little bit of stress. So let's say it's not something in our mood that's affecting us. Let's say, we're really having some low back pain or whatever's bothering you. Maybe you just had surgery somewhere and there's something that's really tender and in need of some TLC. We can use our breath practice to continuously breathe into certain areas of our bodies in order to find a sense of healing, a sense of tension release. Perhaps we could open our minds. Remember, we're beginners, so we're very open and curious here. We could breathe so deeply into our skin, in our cells, into our bones, our connective tissue, that we could dissolve injury, tension, stress. Being compassionate with what arises in our practice. When we slow down, sometimes our mind speeds back up without us even realizing it. All of a sudden, we're off into our thinking, planning mode. That's very normal. It's okay. Gently rein it back into your body and to your breath. Be patient. Be curious. With gratitude, because you noticed that you had drifted away. So with gratitude, shift your attention back, listening back in to what your body and breath have to tell you. Listening in to what your heart is saying. Thanking your body for the ability to be here, to do this practice, for the wisdom it's sharing with you. If we listen in with this sense of calm, with a sense of groundedness, knowing that the answers are within us, then we are open enough to receive insight from our hearts, our bodies. Landing here to help us feel, to cultivate, and to accept this sense of calm. Lightly and effortlessly, let's see if we can expand our breath, expand our awareness even bigger than our physical bodies. So we extend this open minded sense of curiosity and playfulness with your breath that we used in our physical body and make it bigger than ourselves. Gently and seamlessly breathing and feeling, relaxing and softening. I like to envision that we create this really open-minded aura around us so we can project a sense of calm positivity, this sense of knowingness and interconnectedness. And we know that what we put out, we receive back, sometimes even in twofold. So when we feel good and we project that into our relationships, into our communication, and all of our interactions, I think it comes back on us. We feel more connected to those whom we interact with. Gently here, seamlessly here, breathing and feeling, softening and releasing. Feeling our breath flowing into areas that we may have felt were previously closed off. Maybe you're holding something back, something deep in your heart. Maybe there's some emotions that you've been stuffing down. We don't have time to let those out, or we don't want to hurt someone's feelings by letting those out. As you breathe, honor these points of wisdom that are coming up. Noticing your body's reaction to small adjustments. And as we finish up our formal practice together, I'd like to offer you a little practice that you can do throughout anytime you're seated. So thinking like, okay, I have a work day today, but how can I really hold myself softly and effortlessly and move this meditation out into my world? Let's move into thinking about our heads, our skulls, how it's sitting on our body, our facial features. Can we notice the alignment with our head to the rest of our body? So we might make a little small adjustment here or there so that it's really feeling like it's softly floating and balanced. Your mind, your intellect, your ego, all of your pragmatic wisdom based upon different things, your experiences. Honor these points of wisdom within you as you breathe. Notice sensations across your face, through your hair, and allow it to feel a little softer here, a little longer, being extended from your tailbone. Let's move into our heart space. Our chest and rib cages move. Remember that accordion. Move with our breath. If it's hard for you to envision your heart, you can rest your hands on it. Just kind of cover that space and let the warmth from your hands help you connect to the rhythm of your heartbeat and your soul, the divine part of you that's plugged into whatever higher power you believe in. Wisdom that is pure in its intent, not based upon any past experiences or any primal drive, just an innocent, clear, loving wisdom. And allow that to float gently here, to carry us lovingly and compassionately through the day. And then we'll travel on down to our hips, this bowl of our hips. Breathe through the inner spaces. And once again, you could feel free to just kind of hold yourself. We could hold our hands around or in front and back around our pelvis to bring attention there. Breathing through the inner spaces of your pelvis. Sometimes rocking a little bit side to side or front to back, or just kind of moving around can help you spark feelings inside your hips and help you tune into them. Do you feel like you're equally balanced through both sides of your hips? We don't want to be falling off or tipping our weight to one side or the other. I try to change this a lot when I'm driving to keep this great posture. So equally balanced, both sides of your hips and pelvis. And this is the primal side of you, the natural instinctual wisdom that you're connecting to. Honoring this part of wisdom within. We have this beautiful mind, heart, and primal wisdom aligned here for a really easy day today. May the answers that you're seeking in life present themselves to you easily and gracefully when you drop back into our breath practices. I hope you find joy, lightness, love, a sense of peace and ease, becoming one with all of those feelings, sensations, and emotions as you come back to this practice anytime you need it. Trust the practice. Continue committing to your practice. And I promise it will become easier every time. It'll be something that you resort to anytime you feel that impatience or irritation cropping up to help you come back to your truest self. Thank you for allowing me to be your guide through practice today. I can't wait to see you back here. My light absolutely treasures you. Thank you for being a part of our beautiful community, and namaste.